Hello, everybody. 1.3a lesson. Notice that we are now in a new section of Module 1, Section 3. So the topic's going to change slightly. Okay, we're here today. We're going to talk about markup, discount, and how that pertains to bar models. And then we will also be introducing something called a number sentence. So another way in solving these problems. All right, so let's get a couple of definitions down first. The markup. Markup is the amount added to the cost price of something to cover overhead and profit. All right, so think about that as Target, Hanson's. They buy products and put them on their shelves for a certain price, and then they have to mark them up. They have to add an amount on to charge to us, the consumer, so that they make a profit and can pay for everything going on in their store. Okay, that's the idea behind markup. All right, discount. The amount deducted from the cost of something. So if we go to Hanson's 4th of July sale or Labor Day sale, they're going to have stuff marked down, which is also cost called a discount. Okay. All right. So I want to see if you guys remember 1A from a couple lessons ago, just super basic. What is 60% of 80? And again, you probably have an answer in your mind. We're not doing that. We're setting up a model. Okay, use a model to solve each of the following multi-step problems and write a number sentence. Okay, so we're going to be looking at a model, and then we're going to be looking at this new thing, number sentence. Okay, so pause me and see if you can try number 1A. All right, remember when you're given a percent, you always start with it over 100 because that's what a percent is. Okay, and then you reduce. So I'm getting 3 parts of 5. So I've got my bar, got my 5 boxes inside my bar as equally spaced out as possible. Okay, now let's mark this thing up. What is 60% of 80? You should totally be in it now that you understand 60 is the percent, 80 is the whole, and we're looking for the part. Okay, so 100%, that's 80. Now we need to think about the magic number in the boxes. Okay, so let's take 80, divide it by 5. 16 is that magic number. Okay, now think about the percent in each box. We have 5 boxes totaling 100%. So 20% is in each box. And we need to look at 60%. Well, that's 3 of 5. So 60% is those 3. So 16 times 3 is 48. Okay, so your answer is 48 is 60% of 80. That is by way of a bar model. All right, now back to probably what you already knew. Solve by writing and using a number sentence. Okay, so can't we multiply 60% in decimal form times 80? When we multiply that together, we get our answer of 48. So this is a number sentence. That is a number sentence, okay? All right, go ahead and pause me and try number 2. Get as far into number 2, A and B, as you can. And if you get stuck or you're done and you want to check, unpause me. All right, so again, 72 is 60% of what number? When we're given a percent, you always start with it over 100. Okay, let's think about the meaning behind this problem. Scooch that up a bit. The meaning behind this problem, 72 is the part, 60 is the percent, and we're trying to find the whole. Okay, this part A is, hey, do this with a bar model. Breaking it up into 5 chunks. 100%. Okay, we're looking for, remember we had that question mark there a couple of lessons ago. We're looking for what is the whole. Okay, so we know 72 is 60%. Well, 20% is in each of these. So 3 of them cover 60%. Now, if 3 of them totals to 72, let me say that again. 3 of those boxes total to 72. That means 24 is in them. Well, if 24 is in them, 24 is in them all. Okay, so that would be 72 is 60%. That's given in the problem. Now to find this question mark to go with the 100%, you do 5 times 24. 5 times 24, and that comes out to be 120. So 72 is 60% of 120. Okay, now number sentence. Okay, you probably, before we even started these a couple lessons ago, you probably knew how to get the answer of 120 by doing a little mathematical calculation. Okay, that mathematical calculation, you take that 72 part and you divide it by the percent. Wouldn't that give you a larger number, the whole? Okay, so that whole thing right there is the number sentence. This is the number sentence, okay? And that does get you your 120 answer. All righty. In summary, okay, these are some good notes right here, the 3 different kinds. Okay, complete the statement. To find a percent given a part and a whole, I would need to. Okay, so let's think about this. If the part equals a percent times a whole, that's kind of our formula every time. To find percent, I would need to divide the part by the whole. So percent equals part divided by whole. Okay, second one, complete the statement. To find the whole given a part and a percent, I would need to. So again, let's start with if part equals percent times whole. To find whole, I would need to divide part by percent. So the whole is part divided by percent. Okay, and then there's one more. Complete the statement. To find a part given a whole and a percent, I would need to, so let's start this as we started the other two. If part equals percent times whole, to find the part, I would need to multiply the percent by the whole. So part equals percent times whole. Okay, that little dot there is a multiplication symbol. We don't really write little X looking things anymore. All right, so I want to emphasize formula number 1, formula number 2, formula number 3, okay? We're looking for the percent on this one. We're looking for the whole on this one. We're looking for the part on that one. So those are your 3 formulas, okay? All right, we're gonna do a handful of problems, of word problems now. So number 3, a refrigerator costs $1,200 wholesale. Okay, this wholesale word. It's exactly what I said when Target put something on the shelf. They bought it at wholesale from a distributor, and then they're going to mark it up to sell to us, the consumer, to make some money. Okay, so they bought it from, let's just say they've got a microwave on the shelf, and it costs, well, this is a refrigerator in this case, $1,200. Okay, let's just say they got it directly from GE, and it was $1,200. So they need to mark it up 20% to make some money off of it. Okay, so we want to know what the new price is after marking the refrigerator up 20%. All right, so we're going to solve this by using a model. All right, 20%. 20%, you need to be thinking about fives. Okay, so remember that if you're given the percent, start with it over 100, 1 part of 5. Okay, so got my bar model broken up into 5. The full refrigerator, 100% of the refrigerator is $1,200. Okay, well, 1,200 gets divided into 5 parts. The magic number is 240 in each of these parts. Okay, now here's the new thing with markup. We want to take one of these boxes, which is 20%, and we want to add it on to this price. So we want 120%. Okay, so if we add on another $240, the price of this fridge on the shelf at Target, which probably should be Best Buy or something, is $1,440. Okay, so the new price is $1,440. Scooch that over and up a bit. There we go. Okay, so that was something new. We added on, we marked it up. We added an extra chunk on. If we have 100% cost of something and we want to add on 20%, we're really looking at 120% of something. Okay. Couple ways to do a number sentence. Okay, we can start with our $1,200 fridge and we can add to it 20% of the $1,200. We started with the $1,200 fridge and we're adding to it whatever 20% is. So that's 1,200 plus 240, which gets us that 1,440. Or maybe some of you can tell that we are looking at 120% of this original price. Okay, if you multiply 1,200 times the 1.2, and you guys feel free to use a calculator to help you with some of these multiplications, okay? No need to make homework twice as long to figure out what that is by hand, okay? All right, so this is 1,440. All right. So let's look at number 4. If you would like to try it on your own, now is the time to pause me. It's very similar to this refrigerator problem. Let's read it together and then you can pause me. Rico's resting heart rate is 50 beats per minute. His target exercise rate is 150% of his resting rate. What is his target rate? All right, solve by using a model for part A, solve by writing and using a number sentence in part B. Okay, pause me if you want to give it a try on your own, and then play me, unpause me when you're ready to see. All right, so we're going to be using, we need to think about 50%. Okay, so we've got a bar model. So 100% is this 50 beats per minute. So that would be a magic number of 25 in each of these boxes. Okay, now if we're trying to do 150% and we have 100%, wouldn't we add on one of these boxes? And that would get us 150%, which is adding on another 25. So going with that 150% is 75 beats per minute. So his target heart rate is 75 beats per minute. Okay. All right, now for the number sentence. We started with our 50 beats per minute heart rate. We add to it 50% of that original 50 beats per minute heartbeat. So that would be 50 plus 25 gets us that 75. Or, okay, if you prefer, some of you can see that if we're looking for 150%, that is multiplying that 50 by 1.50, which gets us the 75 beats per minute. Okay? If you're having any questions, you're making good notes so you can remember to ask questions when we discuss this in class. Okay? All right. Last page. A pair of boots was originally priced at $200. The store put them on sale for 25% off. A month later, the boots were reduced an additional 15% off the previous sale price. What is the price now? All right. Either last lesson or the one before, there was a skateboard or a snowboard that was marked down on sale and then another sale before 8 a.m. Okay. And I said, this problem is going to show up a bunch in this class. Understand it. This is that problem again. Okay. We are not adding 50% and 25% and finding 75% off this 200. Okay. Here's the difference. You're first finding the 25% off of that $200. And then with that new sale price, you're then taking 50% off. Okay, that 50% off at the end does not apply to the original cost of the $200. It applies to the new sale price. Okay, all right, so it's kind of like a two-part thing. It's a two-part thing. All right, so we've got, we need to think about 25% offs. Okay, so I've got 4 boxes. My 100% goes with the $200. Okay, that leaves me a magic number of 50 in each box. Okay, well, doesn't it make sense that 75% would be 3 of these boxes, which is 150, if I'm taking off 25%? Okay, if something goes on sale for 25% off, chuck that off, okay? So 150 is our sale price after the first discount. Okay, then we need to think about 50% off that. Well, 50% off, 2 boxes. So I've got my 100% is now the new $150. So $75 is that magic number in the box. And if I'm looking at 50%, I'm looking at that 75. So the boots are now $75. All right. Many ways to use a number sentence. So here's the first way. So we're going to start with our $200 boots and we're going to reduce it. So we need a subtraction, not a plus sign. We're not marking it up. We're reducing it. We're discounting it. 25% of that $200. So that's 200 minus 50, which is 150 after the first discount. Then you've got your 150 discounted boot price, and we're going to again reduce it, but this time by 50% of the 150. So 150 minus 75 is 75. That's how you would show number sentences that go with this process up here. Okay, or here's another way to do it. You might see, aren't we in this picture looking for 75% of the 200? We're looking for 75% of the 200, which is 150. Then, aren't we looking for 50% of 150, which is 75? Okay, so, oops, let me scooch that up. Ran off the paper here. All right, so either this way or this way should be making sense to you. A couple of you might be seeing it both ways. Okay, pick your favorite. You don't need both. Okay, all right, we've got one more, guys. Number 6. It used to take Naya 10 minutes to walk to school. Now it takes her 8 minutes. What is her percent decrease? All righty, so 10 and 8. Those are the only numbers given in this problem. So you should be, first of all, thinking about the number 2. Okay, we can take the number 2 and make an 8 out of it. We can take the number 10 and take the number 2 and make a 10 out of it. All right, so this whole entire box is going to be 100% 10 minutes. Okay, now here's where the thinking comes in. We need to bust this box up so that the whole thing is 10, but we can also be looking at 8. So hopefully that's saying 2, 2, 2. If I think about this broken up into 5 chunks and have my magic number of 2 in it, do you see that that is 10 minutes total for the 100%? Okay, and I can look at 8 minutes. I can look at 8 minutes, okay, and that's 20, 40, 60, 80%. Okay, now let's answer the question. It says, what is her percent decrease? Well, do you see that that is a remaining 20% decrease? So that was chucked off. Okay, the percent decrease is 20%. Okie dokie. All right, guys. See you around.